and we are now recording. So get to share the screen. Okay, so our last regular exam is tomorrow. And today you can ask questions about it. And I have no formal lecture. So when the questions stop, the class stops. Okay. So immediately after class, this is the day before the test. So once class is over, you may start emailing me your homework if you wish, as usual. Okay, and sorry for the repetition, but I need to repeat myself again to safeguard against anybody saying, I didn't know the rules, I didn't know what you were talking about and all that. I say it so many times, there really shouldn't be an excuse. Okay, so tomorrow, a little bit after 9:03, 9:05, something like that, I will send by Canvas announcements the exam, and then you join the class as usual. You have until 10 o'clock, so 9:10 to 10 o'clock. No questions tomorrow, we'll just go straight to the test. Any questions have to be today. Keep yourself muted, your camera's on with a true background. If you have any questions, put it in the chat. If you have to step away, get a drink of water, take a break, put it in the chat so I don't think you disappear. And have your normal first and last name as it normally appears on my roll sheet, the usual good stuff. And I'll close the Zoom session at 10 o'clock. You have until 10:05 to submit the exam and until 10:30 to submit the homework. Although again, you're allowed to submit the homework early. Okay, and then all that's going to happen tomorrow is I will go over the tests. I won't send a separate video. You know how I usually send a video for each of the exams. I don't have to because tomorrow's lecture will be the video. That is what you will use to study for the final exam. So I already sent you the review of the first and second tests Monday, right? Yesterday I sent a review for test 3 and 4. And after you take the test Thursday, tomorrow you'll get the video, the lecture for test 5. So that's how you study for the final exam. Okay, so study for the final exam just with the previous exams. You don't have to look back at all the homework. You don't have to look back at anything else in the book, just the previous exams. Okay, and most likely I'll give you, say, 15, 20 questions, although I'm probably leaning toward 15. So 3 questions from each test, 3 times 5 is 15. They don't have to be the very same questions, but related questions. And that'll be it. Okay, and please notice the final exam time is 8:10 to 10:40, not 9:10, 8:10 to 10:40. Now, if you want to join at our usual starting time, 9:10, that's fine, but you don't get extra time. As far as I'm concerned, you can join at 10:35. If that happens, you only get 5 minutes, and you got to submit the final exam by 10:45. I give you the normal 5-minute window to submit, and I can't go any longer. I'm giving another final exam that day anyway, so I can't even if I wanted to. There's no homework you have to submit for the final exam, just submit the final exam. Again, I'm going to try, I'm not going to promise, but I'm going to try to give you back your individual test on Friday. If not, at least you'll, like I said, you'll have the solutions when I go over it on Friday, and then sometime during the weekend, I'll give you your individual exam. But technically, you don't need your individual exam for the final exam, right? You can just look at the video. But I know you want to know your score. So I'm going to try to get it back to you. I'm going to do my best to grade them Thursday, get it back to you Friday. But if not, like I normally do, get it to you over the weekend, hopefully. Okay, and then we're done with the course after that. All right, so those are the general rules I have. Okay, so now I'll take any questions for the homework. As usual, you have to submit 4.9 to 5.5. You must submit at least 70% of the homework. If you don't, I do not grade your exam. It will count as a 0. Okay. All right, so you can start putting in the chat, or you can unmute yourself. Any questions you have from here, or any general questions about how the tests work, how the final exam works, and grading, and all that kind of stuff. Okay. So I'm going to check the chat now and take a look. Okay, so I do see a lot here. Okay, so again, by saving time, I do not want to cover any problems that we did not cover. So anything that was not from here, I don't want to get off on side remarks or tangents. Yeah, anybody who joined late, put your name in the chat. 5.2, 33, 34, 37, 39, 4.9, 33, 45, 5.3, 21, 25, 27. Sections you need for homework, well, you've got it right here. You've had this since the first day, 4.9 to 5.5. That answers that. 5.17 n equals 4. 4.9, 13, 33, 35, 5.5, 29, 5.5, 17, 19, and 29 was already asked for. Okay, so that's enough to get me started at least. Okay, so for now, I'm just going to go in order, I suppose. 4.9. 13. I did that one yesterday. Okay, I'll be going kind of fast in order to answer all the questions. So I'm aiming for quantity, not quality. And besides, you can always play back the video as often as you want. So 4.913, want the integral of 1/5 minus 2 over x dx, which is 1/5 x minus 2 ln absolute value of x plus c. Remember, 2 over x is like 2 times 1 over x. Okay, so that's it for that one. 33. By the way, I'm not necessarily writing the question down either. I'm saving time by going straight to what I think is a time saver. You can always look at the original question on your own. So I need to integrate 4 over 1 plus t squared dt. Okay, that's not the original question, but to save time, you can find the question, like I said. F of 1 is 0. Okay, this is 4 inverse tangent of t plus c. F of 1 equals 0 means I plug in 1, I get 0. 0 equals 4 inverse tangent of 1 plus c. Inverse tangent of 1 is pi over 4 plus c, cancel, cancel. So c is negative pi. So final answer, f of t is 4 inverse tangent of t minus pi. Okay, so that was 33. 35. 5x to the 2/3. So you want to integrate 5x to the 2/3 dx. And f of 8 is 21. All right, so f of x is 5x to the 5/3 divided by 5/3 plus c, which is 3x to the 5/3 plus c. F of 8 equals 21 means 21 is the answer when I plug in 8. Eight to the 5/3 means cube root of 8, 2. 2 to the 5th power is 32. Plus c, 3 times 32 is 96. Subtract 96 and you get 75 negative. So f of x is 3x to the 5/3 minus 75. Okay. 35, 45. Okay, this one I better write down. 45, f double prime is e to the x minus 2 sine x. F of 0 is 3. f of pi over 2 equals 0. So f prime is integral of e to the x minus 2 sine x dx, which is e to the x plus 2 cosine x plus c1. Integrate again, e to the x plus 2 cosine x plus c1 dx, e to the x plus 2 sine x plus c1x plus c2. Plug in 0 to get 3. 3 equals e to the 0 plus 2 sine 0 plus c1 times 0 plus c2. E to the 0 is 1, sine of 0 is 0, 0, c2. That makes c2 equal to 2. So f of x is now e to the x plus 2 sine x plus c1x plus 2. And now to find c1, we must plug in the other one. Where to go? F of pi over 2 equals 0. Plug in pi over 2 and I get 0. E to the pi over 2 plus 2 cosine pi over 2 plus c1 pi over 2 plus 2. Cosine of 90 degrees is 0. So that over, negative e to the pi over 2 minus 2 equals c1 pi over 2. So I should multiply by 2 over pi. Over pi. So C1 is this funny thing, 2 over pi, negative e to the pi over 2 minus 2. That gets plugged back into here, and then I finally have my answer. So f of x is e to the x plus 2 sine x. Let me factor out the negative here, it looks nicer. So bring the negative onto this, so negative 2 over pi, then make this positive e to the pi over 2 plus 2, and then plus 2. Okay, that's that. 5.1, number 7. Of x equals 2 plus sine of x. And 0 and pi. N equals 4. Okay. Okay, plug in 0, you have 0 plus 2. Plug in pi, you're also here. Sine of pi over 2 is 1. So for the region that we have, this is the picture. N equals 4. Okay, they want upper and lower sums. So lower sums, in this case, I picked the left endpoint. This one is left endpoint. This one is right endpoint. And this one is right endpoint. Delta x is pi over 4. Okay, so lower. So this is not using left endpoint or right endpoint. I just picked the smaller number. In this case, left, in this case, right, in this case, sorry, left, left, right, right. So that's f of 0. So lower pi over 4 f of 0 plus f of pi over 4 plus f of 3 pi over 4 plus f of pi. Okay, so the lower points. So the lower one is f of 0, pi over 4, 3 pi over 4, and pi. So it's pi over 4, 2 plus nothing, 2 plus sine of pi over 4 is radical 2 over 2. F of 3 pi over 4 is 2 plus radical 2 over 2 plus 2. And I'm just going to say et cetera for that to save time. You can punch that in your calculator. Upper would be right endpoint, left endpoint, left endpoint. So the function values are pi over 4, pi over 2, pi over 2, and 3 pi over 4. You get a repetition here. So pi over 4, f of pi over 4, f of pi over 2, f of pi over 2, f of 3 pi over 4. Okay, f of pi over 4, we already saw that. 2 plus radical 2 over 2. F of pi over 2 is 3 plus 3 plus 2 plus radical 2 over 2, etc. Okay, so the tricky thing about this one is you don't always pick the left or the right. Since it asks for lower and upper, you just got to go with whatever they give us. Okay, that is that. 5.2. Okay, 33, 34, 37, 39. I won't have time to go over all of it, but I can just talk quickly. 0 to 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So the answer to A is 4. There's 4 squares, 1, 2, 3, and 2 halves. 0 to 5. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 between 0 and 3, and that looks like 1/2 base times height, or half of 6 is 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 10. The answer to B should be 10. Just adding up the squares. 5 to 7, that would be negative. So that's a negative 6, so negative 3. The answer to C is negative 3 because it's below the x-axis. And 0 to 9, that will take me too long, but just take all the positives, subtract the negatives. All right, so 1, 2, 3, what do we say? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 10. So positive 10, and then add up all these negatives. Okay, that was subtract 3, subtract 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so whatever that comes out to be. In 34, we did do that before. Okay, but 0 to 4, this area was 4, so the answer is 4. This area is 1/2 of a circle, 1/2 pi r squared. Okay, so 2 pi is the area, so therefore the integral is negative 2 pi because it's below the x-axis. Then from 0 to 7, you got a positive 4, positive 1/2, negative 2 pi. So 4.5 minus 2 pi. 37. Okay, I think I alluded to that, but not the whole thing. I think the graph was something like this. Save time. 1 plus radical 9 minus x squared. Okay, this is x squared plus y squared equals 9. If you do a little bit of algebra, that's that. The 1 plus moves it up 1 unit. So I have this plus this. So you've got a quarter circle and a rectangle. This is 3. This is 1/4 of pi times the radius squared, which is 9 pi over 4. So that means the integral, I'll just say I, looks like it's 9 pi over 4 plus 3, final answer. This is 3. This is a quarter of a circle whose radius is 3. So 9 pi over 4 plus 3. 39. -4 to 3 of absolute value of half x. Plug in -4, you get 2. Plug in 3, you get 3/2. So the integral is 1/2 base times height plus 1/2 base times height. So that's going to be 4 times 2. And this is 1/2 of 3 times 3 over 2, which is 4 plus 9 over 4, which is 25 over 4, I believe. 4 plus 9 over 4, yeah. Okay. This area is 1/2 base times height, 1/2 of 4 times 2, 1/2 of 3 times 3 over 2. Okay, so I think I'm done with that. Okay. I'm done with 5.2, I believe. 5.5. That's all I can write on this page when I do my focusing thing. And yes, I realize I'm going fast, but in order to get it all in, I have to go fast. And since it's being recorded, you can always slow down, fast forward, rewind, pause as much as you want. Okay, 5.5. Then I've cleared up to the last chat. I do see there's some more stuff in the chat, which I'll hopefully get to eventually. 5.519. A plus bx squared. 3ax plus bx cubed. Dx. This tells me the only variable is x, so a and b are constants. So the derivative of this is probably sort of like that. So u equals 3ax plus bx cubed. Du is 3a plus 3bx squared dx. Factor out of 3a plus bx squared dx. So I need to multiply by 3 and 1/3. So my integral is now 1/3. Integral of 3a plus bx squared dx is du over radical u. U to the -1/2 du, which is u to the 1/2 divided by 1/2 plus c. 2/3, raising something to the 1/2 means square root. Square root of u, which is all this stuff, 3ax plus bx cubed plus a constant. Okay. 17, I think we've already looked at a couple of times. E to the u over 1 minus e to the u squared du. The derivative at the bottom is almost the top. I can't do a u substitution because I'm already using u, so use v. V equals 1 minus e to the u. Gv is negative e to the u du. E to negative 1 and a negative 1. So negative 1 e to the u du is dv. 1 minus e to the u is v squared, which is negative integral of v to the negative 2 dv, which is negative v to the negative 1 over negative 1 plus c. Negatives cancel out. So I have 1 over v. And what was v? 1 minus e to the u. Okay. 29. Equal 5 to the t sine 5 to the t dt. U equals 5 to the t, whose derivative is 5 to the t ln 5 dt. 5 to the t dt needs an ln 5. 1 over ln 5. So 1 over ln 5 integral of sine of u, and then 5 to the t ln 5 dt is du. Got to go up. Integral of the sine is negative cosine. So 1 over ln 5 negative cosine of u plus c. Take out the negative over 1 over natural log of 5. Cosine of u, what was u? 5 to the t plus c. Okay, and I think I've caught up with that batch. And now I have to check the rest. Let me go ahead and give you the focus here. All that. Okay. Let's see what else we have. Okay. 4.9, 7, 43, 59, 5.1, 13, 15, 17. I do get the sneaky suspicion that I'm going to end up doing all the problems that we didn't do in class. So why do you multiply by ln 5 and 1 over ln 5? Okay. So the derivative of 5 to the t is 5 to the t ln 5. So I cannot substitute until I see 5 to the t ln 5 dt. The original had 5 to the t and a dt, but didn't have an ln 5, which is a constant. So that's why you need to put ln 5 inside and its reciprocal outside. Okay. You can only substitute when you get everything to match exactly as you need it. Okay. 5.511. Okay, I started on 5.5. I'm still on 5.5, so I don't have to write the section. Okay, the default is if I don't change the section number, we're still in the same section. Integral of cosine pi over 2t dt. I'm going to try this shortcut rather than doing u substitution, just going backwards from the chain rule. If I differentiate, when I get to this stage, I'd have to multiply by pi over 2. Therefore, when I integrate, I divide by pi over 2 or multiply by 2 over pi. So 2 over pi sine pi over 2t plus c. Okay. 55. See how much time we have. 0 to 1. radical 1 plus 7x dx. I think I did this one. So I'm going to put this on hold. Okay, so whoever asked this, you check the video. If I have time, I'll come back to it, but I'm going to aim for problems we did not do. So I'm not going to cross that out, but I'm not going to do it yet either. 57. I'm going to go from 0 to pi over 6 sine t over cosine squared t dt. U equals cosine t. Du is negative sine t dt. So I need a -1 and a -1. T equals 0. U equals blank. T equals pi over 6. U equals blank. Plug in 0. Cosine of 0 is 1. Plug in pi over 6. Cosine of pi over 6 is radical 3 over 2. So my new integral is the opposite of the integral from radical 3 over 2 to 1. And again, this is backwards, but no words. Whoops. I said it was backwards, but I didn't write it backwards. Should be 1 to radical 3 over 2. But the next step is to change it back to what it was and apply the negative. Okay, and that happens a lot. So negative sine t dt is my du, divided by cosine squared is now u squared. Okay, so switch these around. Radical 3 over 2 to 1 of u to -2 du, which is u to -1 over -1. Radical 3 over 2 to 1. Got to go back up. So that's -1 over u. From 1, radical 3 over 2 to 1, which is -1 over 1 minus 1 over means reciprocal 2 over radical 3. Or turn it around, 2 over radical 3 minus 1. Okay, so that was 57. 61 was kind of tricky. 61, you have an odd function. That's where you have to use this principle here. If you have an odd function, you're going from -a to a, the integral is automatically 0. Figure 3. 61 is an odd function, -pi over 4 to pi over 4. Answer is automatically 0. There's nothing to do. Okay, so all I'll say for 61, f is odd, meaning f of -x equals -f of x. So integral from -pi over 4 to pi over 4 equals 0. Okay. And we're going back now, 4.9. -7. 7x to the 2/5 plus 8 x to -4/5. Okay, so 7x to the 7/5 times 5/7, 8x to the 1/5 times 5. So 5x to the 7/5 plus 40x to the 1/5 plus c. 43. F double prime. 4 plus 6x plus 24x squared. F of 0 is 3. F of 1 is 10. How much time is there? Okay, so f prime is integral of 4 plus 6x plus 24x squared dx, which is 4x plus 3x squared plus 8x cubed plus c1. 6x squared over 2, 24x cubed over 3. Okay, saving time here. F of x is the integral of that. Okay, save time. Copy and paste this here. Okay, so just put that over there. So 4x squared over 2 is 2x squared plus x cubed plus 8x to the fourth over 4 is 2x to the fourth plus c1x plus c2. Okay, double check derivative of that is that, derivative of that is that, derivative of that is that. Yeah. Okay, f of 0 is 3, means plug in 0. 3 is 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus 0 plus c2. c2 is 3. So f of x is now 2x squared plus x cubed plus 2x to the fourth plus c1x plus 3. F of 1 is 10. 10 is the answer when you plug in 1. 2 plus 1 plus 2 plus c1 plus 3. 2, 4, 8. That means c1 is 2. 2, 3, 5, 8. Yeah, c1 is 2. So final answer, 2x squared plus x cubed plus 2x to the fourth plus 2x plus 3. Okay, that was 4.943. Okay, give you focus on that. Okay, that's that. Hurry along. 59. V of t is sine t minus cosine t. S of 0 equals 0. So S of t is the integral of that. Sine t minus cosine t dt. Integral of the sine is negative cosine. Integral of negative cosine is negative sine plus c. S of 0 is 0 means plug in 0, you get 0. Negative cosine of 0 minus sine of 0 plus c. 0 is negative cosine of 0, negative 1 minus 0 plus c. So c is 1. So S of t is negative cosine t minus sine of t plus 1. Okay, that's it for that. 5.1, 13, 15, 17. Let's see how much of that I'm going to do. .113, lower and upper. So lower, you're just adding the left endpoints with 0.5. So 5.113, lower. 0.5 times the smaller number on each endpoint. So 0, 6.2, 10.8, 14.9, 18.1, 19.4. 0 plus 6.2 plus 10.8 plus, to save time, dot, 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 up to 19.4. And you've got seconds times feet per second. Seconds times feet per second would be feet. Okay, so you know how to add it up. Upper, I take the larger number, which is the right endpoint, 0.5. So you're adding up the numbers from 6.2 to 20.2. 6.2 plus dot, dot, dot plus 20.2. So many feet. .15 is almost identical. lower and upper estimates. Okay, so delta T is 2. You got hours times liters per hour. Hours times liters per hour gives me liters. Okay, so delta T is 2. The upper estimate, you take the left endpoints because those are the largest. So everything from 8.7 to 5.7, it looks like. So 2 times 8.7 plus dot, dot, dot was 5.7. And the units are liters. Lower is 2 times the smaller number for each pair, which is 7.6, all the way to 5.3. So 7.6 plus add them all up to 5.3, and that's also liters. $17, well, we're just gonna have to guesstimate from the heights. So it's gonna be so many feet. So let me chop this up into 6 pieces, I suppose, and take the midpoints. Okay. So 17 M6 is 1 times. So the midpoints, I'm just going to guesstimate 50, 40, 30. $50, 40, 30. Whoops. Oh, 19, 10, 3. Okay. And that's feet. 15, 15, 17. Okay, I think I've caught up with that. Right, let me check the chat if there's anything else. I don't see anything else, so maybe I can go back now. We only have, what, 5 minutes? Okay, so maybe I can go back and complete 5.529. Oh, we did 29. So 5.555. Okay, so I do have time now to finish that off, and I think I've cleared the chat after this. Okay, so 5.555 is my last one, unless I missed the chat. If I missed it, go ahead and put it back in the chat. Square root of 1 plus 7x dx. U equals 1 plus 7x. Du is 7 dx. Need a 7 here and a 1/7 there. X equals 0, u equals blank. X equals 1, u equals blank. Okay, plug in 0, you get 1. Plug in 1, you get 8. So my new integral is 1/7 of the integral from 1 to 8 of radical 1 plus 7x is now radical u du. Remember, this is u to the 1/2. So 1/7 u to the 3/2 divided by 3/2 from 1 to 8, which is 2 over 21. 8 to the 3/2 minus 1 to the 3/2. And 8 to the 3/2, well, say it's 8 radical 8 minus 1. I did that correctly. And I can make that 4 times 2, and that comes out as a 2. 2 over 21. 8 times 2 radical 2 minus 1. 2 over 21. 16 radical 2 minus 1. Okay, let's see. 5.511. I thought we did that one, but just in case there was something similar. cosine pi over 2t. So I'll do this one by the reverse of the chain rule. Again, if I take the derivative, when I got to this stage, I would multiply by pi over 2. Therefore, for the reciprocal, I'll multiply by 2 over pi. So 2 over pi, integral of cosine is sine pi over 2t plus c. Okay, and I think I've caught up with the chat. If I haven't, go ahead and put something in the chat now. Let me do my focus thing. And we're almost out of time anyway. So I'm showing this. You can start sending in your homework as soon as class is over. Tomorrow we'll go straight to the test. You get until 10 o'clock or 10:05 to submit, and then 10:30 for the homework. And Friday, Friday we will just go over the last test, and then Monday is the final exam. Okay, so that is that. Let me check the chat. I think I've caught up. So we're done, folks. All right, so have a good day. You can start submitting your homework, and I'll see you tomorrow for the test. Okay, all right, bye, everybody.